Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Shan. So today is one of our Think Like a Goddess episodes, and we're gonna be talking about how to level up in a relationship. Okay. So I'm gonna give my girl her credit, okay, for this because she helped spark a whole nother side of me as a coach. Miss Whitney, my girly, okay. Whitney was one of the first people that I worked with that was married, and that opened up a whole new level of coaching for me, a whole new level of ideas for me, because I was able to really help her in so many ways, both for herself and her relationship. So, on top of that, I was speaking to my favorite ex, you know, the one I talk to y'all about all the time, and he was talking about how I should help more women who are in relationships or married, but low key afraid of people like me. You know, not people like me, but afraid of their husbands like stepping out on them with younger women, younger, more exciting, more lively women. And so he was like, you need to start doing videos to help these women because they just really don't know any better and they just be caught up and whatever. And like, I noticed one thing with Wit as well, is like so many things with Wit that like she just needed to focus on for herself, you know, and get her oomph back so she could be that girl. You know what I'm saying? She's been married for 10 years, and yeah, you know, so I just think it's so important that you also understand that you need to, like, one thing I learned, and I learned this way before even working with Whitney, is that when you marry someone and you've been married for, I mean, we can do 2 years to anywhere from 2 years to 20 years, you know, people change and people grow individually, and it's important, I feel, that you have a conversation with your partner when you're going through a shift or you're going through a change or you want to make a change. So yeah, we're going to cover a lot of that in this video. We're going to talk about how you can do how you can go about leveling up your relationship and everything along those lines. I wanted you guys to know that the Luxe Fest tickets dropped today. There are both Villa passes and party passes available. The party passes are only $150. The Luxe Fest deposit is only $500. And then you have a monthly payment leading up until July. Last year, I was able to pull that whole setup off in 2 months. This year, I have a 6-month preparation period. There are lots of promos that are going to be dropping for the actual party, as well as just promo for the Luxway Lifestyle brand. That is my lifestyle brand. So the way I've broken this down is, you know, you got Shani Priestley, the mogul, you got Dash Beauty Factory, the Transformation Center, and you got the Luxway Lifestyle, the lifestyle brand. Okay, so a lot of new things are coming with that company as well. So I'm having a lot of promos and stuff done. I'm super excited about. But the big thing is to know that the tickets are available. I want to see all of y'all at the party. You have no freaking excuse. It's something super dope happening with the party. And it's definitely an event you do not want to miss this year. If you have been considering coming to the Luxe Fest retreat, do it. Okay, it's, if you're feeling like you're supposed to be there, you're supposed to be there. That's how all the ladies that were there last year was, and it was such a wonderful and divine experience with each of them. So I'm super excited for this year's, because like now you're gonna know what she's doing versus last year I was trying to figure it all out. Okay. The budget is extended, more activities have been added, even though we had a packed schedule last year. So it's just, I'm so excited. I'm so pumped. I know maybe a few of the girls from last year are trying to return. So I'm excited. We'll see what happens, but just know that the tickets are available. It will be the first link available below in my description box, and every other link that you may need is below as well. If you were interested in applying for coaching or joining my collectives, there are 3 different groups. We have the Next Level membership, we have the Dream Girl Collective, and then we have the Sexy Siren Collective. Okay, my business coach convinced me that I needed that as well, and I really am so excited about that, because instead of doing a siren mastermind, I'm gonna do something in regards to like a siren like program and group towards the end of this year. But I'm starting it out in a collective, which is just group trainings, kind of similar to masterminds, but way more intensive and way more personal. And I'm just really excited about it. So if you want any more information on any of those things, all you have to do is click the link below in the description for that particular thing, and it'll explain everything you need. Feel free to send me a message on Instagram if you have any questions. So yeah, other than that, let's get into the video. Okay, so first things first, when it comes to leveling up in a relationship, you have to ask yourself, what do you want to do or fix? So this is not about you and your partner right now. This is all about, what do you want to do or fix? What do you want to level up in your life? What do you want to change in your life? What are you dissatisfied with that you want to shift? You know, a lot of times this is image. A lot of times some women want to lose weight or get back in shape. A lot of women sometimes want to have more of a social life because they'll be drowned out in being a mom or being a wife or being a girlfriend or whatever you are, you know. And you kind of neglect yourself along the journey, or you might damper all the things you need to be focused on because you have a high level partner. I'm going to use you as an example this whole video, okay? But Whitney, for example, was her own entrepreneur before she started having so many children. I said so many children like she got so many. She has 3 kids. But before she became mommy, like she was all for herself in the essence of her energy and getting shit done. And, you know, that was the big aspect of how her and her husband fell in love, you know, just because of the type of woman that she was. And when you get drowned into being a wife and a mom, it can take a lot from you in the essence of the energy and efforts you put into herself. So one thing me and her work on heavily is doing things for Whitney, not doing things for the family or making sure this gets done for my husband. It's all about Whitney. And that was one line I told her when we first started working together. Like, yeah, girl, tell me everything, but you need to understand I'm not here for your husband. I'm here for you. Okay. So you need to take a step back and you need to figure out what you want to do or what you want to fix first. That's going to help you navigate this whole experience. The next thing you can do is ask yourself, what can you learn from your partner, if anything? And in parentheses, I put mind influence my discipline. So based on who you're dating or who you're married to or whatever, there's usually something that you can learn from that partner, especially if you're dealing with a high value man or a highly conscious masculine man. There's always some kind of value you can gain from them. And it could be something as simple as making more money. It could be something as simple as their discipline. It could be something as simple as the way they move and navigate their life. And for me, in the past relationships with most of the successful men I was with, they were very disciplined. They had very strategic times they went to bed. They had very strategic times that they woke up in the morning. They had very strategic flows for the way they navigated the first half of their day. And I learned so much in 2023 when I was dating the tech CEO, because he had to navigate and run a lot of shit. So because of that, he had a very strict and strategic flow for the way he did things. And one thing, this is a side note, y'all, but you need to recognize that whoever you kind of decide to settle down with or be in a relationship with, you guys' lives should flow together. Like, I feel like for a healthy relationship to really work, you guys have to be on the same page in the essence of flow. You know, if your husband recognizes or your partner recognizes that you're tired, then you need to be able to relax and they should be able to take over whatever that may be. You know what I'm saying? And this is still in the essence of simplicity for men with money as well, because a lot of women, when they're dealing with a man with money, will have to extend more of themselves because they have to take care of more because their husband is off making the bread for the family, right? But all in all, like, if you need your life to be easier, your husband funds, okay, in this case, should be able to make your life easier. For example, if you're exhausted from having to manage so many different things and take care of the kids and stuff, maybe hiring a nanny or hiring help with that particular situation. So in this case, what can you learn from your partner, or what can you gain from your partner in the essence of what you're trying to fix or what you're trying to change? Okay, that one may sound a little complicated. So if you are a person in a relationship or a marriage and have a particular situation that you would like to discuss with me, and we can figure out how to make it work or how to navigate for you, feel free to reach out to me and we can figure out a way to get that in order. But I feel like it should speak for itself. What can you learn from your partner? How can your partner help you given what you're trying to fix or dissatisfied with? Okay. A lot of times when it's issues in relationships, when a person is trying to level up, it's because of a misunderstanding and because the other partner isn't aware of what the other partner is going through, you know? So it's important that you speak up when things are uncomfortable. You know, just my personal thoughts. Okay, just my personal thoughts, but I don't understand how people be in relationships and stay dissatisfied without speaking up. Now, if you've spoken up and they don't give a fuck and they ain't making no shift to change or make your life easier, then we have another problem. But a lot of people's problem is they don't speak up. They don't say what's going on with them to their partner for their partner to understand like what they need in order to be able to show up for them or continue to show up for them, you know, especially when you're dealing with a successful man who expects you to kind of run the household. He's not thinking about, you know, really what and sadly, I'm going to say the ones that aren't conscious aren't really thinking about, what you could possibly be feeling. If anything, they would be thinking about what you could be doing wrong that's causing issue. When in retrospect, if they understood their partner more, then it wouldn't be whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be an issue. Okay, so the third thing is, what is your current vibe time like with your partner? So when you're on your level up journey, it's important that you still prioritize time for your partner so they don't feel neglected. We are dealing with men, and sometimes you have to think of men as little boys and think about how little boys feel when they're neglected. You know what I'm saying? So you have to ask yourself, do you guys have set time periods for each other? I do feel like if you're someone like me, and basically like at this point, the person that I end up with is going to be a person that is very involved in what they're doing. I'm building a movement myself, so I'm sure that the person that I end up with is going to be in that same zone of interest. And so it's going to be super important when I end up with that partner that we have set like days and times for each other. And it ain't even necessarily days and times, but set time for each other. So for example, if we're both done working I'm done working around 4:00. So if we're both done by 6, then after 6, that's our time together. There's not no time where we caught up in the hustle and bustle of every fucking thing else. Same goes for if it's not on that level yet, you know what I'm saying, where you see them on a regular basis. Do y'all have a set plans for the month? When you're dealing with someone that's super busy, I've dated men who travel all the fucking time, so it's so important that like I know when the next time I'm gonna see them so that I can make sure I'm fully present and available. Same goes for them. So it's important that you have your current vibe, or that you recognize what your current vibe time is with your partner, because if that's something that's lacking, that's something that needs to be prioritized so that when you're on your level up journey, nobody feels neglected or like you're leaving them behind. Okay. That's one thing that I do consider toxic, because if you are with someone who wants your best interest, which I hope to freaking God you're with someone that wants your best interest, you have to make sure that they aren't a person that's like a low-key hater. You know what I mean? Every person that you're with should want you to be the best, biggest you. And if you are being honest about, babe, I'm fixing to make some changes, I really want to start doing this, and this, and because of this, I would like to shift this. I want to start spending more time with you, and I want us to have a set time together so that we can really bond more and talk more and whatever the fuck else you want from your partner. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times it needs to be a conversation. And then if things evolve after you told him that you're embarking on a new journey of self-discovery for yourself, then you have other fish to fry, because like I said, that partner should want the best for you, and if they don't, then that's concerning. Okay, so the next thing and two things I had wrote in regards to the current vibe time is, do y'all have solidified time weekly, and do y'all have solidified time daily? Okay, so that's super important to decipher, especially if you're a person that's in a relationship and have been in a relationship for a long time. You could literally re-spark the energy in your relationship just by prioritizing spending more one-on-one time with your partner without the distractions. Okay, so the next one, it kind of ties into what I just said, but is he open to the growth of your individuality, or will it seem like a threat? Okay, that's very important, and I worded that magnificently. Okay, but is he open to your growth as an individual? Is he open to you being the biggest and the best you? Is he understanding that you're going to evolve? I feel like when I get to the place of being at a serious level again with someone that I would consider marrying again, then one important conversation we would need to sit down and have is that I change like every 2 years, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe every year at this fucking point. I just grow and grow and grow and evolve and have more thoughts and more inspirations. And I would like to be with a person that is going to understand that I'm going to continually evolve and support that. And in exchange, they would get that same thing from me, but it's important that one, you are trusting of your partner. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't nobody have time to be worried about like disloyalty and stuff at the level of dating that I'm talking about. Okay, if I get to the point of I'm my man, I'm not some bitch that got to go through his phone and make sure he doing this and make sure he doing that and make sure he doing all that. Bitch, I'm the prize, so you better hope I don't fucking find out or see nothing like that, because you'll lose me, and that's the ultimate loss. So it's like I'm not thinking in the essence of that because I'm just not, like, I've definitely been cheated on before, because I mean, who hasn't? But like, even when that happened, I was never in the mind frame of thinking like, what the fuck? And then even when it happened, I wasn't thinking that I did something wrong. I was thinking, what the fuck could he be going through that he would want to cheat on me, So it's more of an energy about every single thing. But it's super important to recognize whether like you with somebody who's going to be open to your growth, or a person who's going to be confused as fuck if you start acting a little different a year and a half later, And I also feel that when you have a relationship with someone on that level, that's your partner, that's your best friend, And a lot of times, like, people grow, so relationships change, and the way people feel towards relationships change. So it's important that when there is a disconnect, because you can feel it when the disconnect comes about, is first you check yourself, because what's going on with you this causing this disconnect. Then discuss that with your partner, and then from there you kind of decide how to navigate based on the response from the partner. But if you're in a healthy relationship, then you should be with somebody who wants to see the biggest and the best you and watch you grow. So either way, if it does come off like a threat, or they feel like you're doing something because out of spite or whatever, then you have another issue. But like I said, it should be love. If you're in a relationship and you watching this video and you leveling up, I feel like most of you watching this video aren't people in toxic relationships. You're just people in relationships that feel a little stuck with trying to figure out how to navigate taking your next big steps while having somebody else on your coattails. Now, one thing I also told my coach, but now friend, because I finished working with Kay today. We had 6 months together, and it's amazing. It was amazing. We shared so much between each other as coaches, and it was a great experience, and I 10 out of 10 recommend her. Y'all know I've been recommending her forever. But I was telling her how I was talking to my mom about the fact that men are a distraction. And it's beyond just men are a distraction. Having a partner is a distraction. Now, that doesn't mean this is a bad thing. Everybody needs a good distraction. But at the same time, it's important that you recognize that being that you are entangled with someone, that is another distraction going towards whatever you're focused on for yourself and your own personal growth. So it needs to align with that. Okay. It's going to be very hard for you to grow and thrive and try new things and do all this and that if you feel like the person or one of the people closest to you is judging your every move or in disagreement with your every move, And also, one thing a lot of you guys need to understand is some of you may watch this and realize that you're outgrowing your relationship and that your partner is not going to change, or your partner has no they don't want to change. They have no I want to say will, but will is not the word. I'm so tired, y'all. Today been a long ass day. If you missed my live this morning, make sure you go watch it, because it was fucking crazy and it was juicy. The first 30 minutes is me ranting about a psycho, okay, but then and I'm not even gonna give him camera time. Disgusting. Okay, but at the same time, the second half of the video is all about reinvention, and it's so important. Don't forget the Reinvention Mastermind is coming up on January 23rd, and I am still taking applications. This is a 12-week reinvention program. Every week we have a different level of your reinvention, so I'm super excited about that as well. It's my first mastermind of the year. But regardless, go check that live out, okay? But yeah, like I was saying, if they don't have that passion or that will or that want to change and grow and evolve as well, it's going to be very difficult for you to stay in that relationship. So that's something else to take note of. The next one is, are you mentally in the same place? If you're up leveling, is he trying to as well? It's like so funny. Every time I say a tip, it's like the next tip is what I just kind of said at the end of the last tip. But yeah, like, is he wanting to be better? You know what I mean? The best way I can describe this is if you read a book called Relentless, okay? There are 3 types of people in Relentless: coolers, cleaners, and closers, okay? Cleaners are people who are fucking relentless. Like, you make this win and you want another one. You know what I'm saying? And if you're and I feel like it's extra difficult for women because it's rare that women are cleaners, you know what I mean? But I'm a cleaner. And so if I'm a cleaner and I'm dating a cooler, it's not going to work because the cooler doesn't have the drive for life that I do. You know what I'm saying? So it's important that you guys are on the same page in the essence of evolving. And that's where a lot of people disconnect, because everything is fine, dandy, and loving that first year or first 2 years. But then shit happens and you grow, or something traumatic can happen and you change, or, I mean, anything can happen. We live in this fucking earthly ass experience, bitch. Anything can happen anytime, and that could change a person. And if that person that you you decided to be with in the beginning isn't committed to the person you'll become with the change, then you'll have other issues, okay? And then lastly, because once again, I want y'all to understand this video was all based around how to level up while in a relationship. So this video was specifically tailored to relationship things, okay? Leveling up wise, I can do other videos in regards to this on specific things you can do in your relationship to level up the relationship, or maybe even shift the relationship to a different energy. And that's kind of in this last tip. But this was really all about navigating the level up experience while dating or being with somebody or married to somebody. But okay, the last one is, where's the sexy? Okay, so many of y'all are fucking up because you're boring as shit. And that is where my ex kind of came into play, because I'm everything but boring. I'm lit as fuck in every possible way you could think of, okay? And it's so important to be sexy and exciting and fulfilling. You know, keep your motherfucking man interested, girl. Like, that's so important, okay? And I'm talking to the girlies who like to date rich men. You want to date a rich man? Cool. But you want to keep a rich man? You got to keep it popping, bitch. And that's just what it is, okay? The body needs to hit. The face needs to hit. The glam needs to hit. If you comfy as fuck around your man all the time, shift that, bitch. Put on some new fucking shit. Put on some lingerie. Get sexy. Get it popping. Like, make that man understand why the fuck y'all are together. Why the fuck he ain't finna go deal with nobody else. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of y'all are just lacking sex. And it's like, beyond just sex appeal, y'all are lacking sex. You know what I mean? And it's like, you need to give that. You have a partner. You have a person that you can be vulnerable with. Because if this is another thing, and I need to get into that. I'm going to start talking more about sacred sexuality and tantric shit soon, okay? I talk about it in the app and in some of my programs. But it's so important to, like, really understand, like, if you are at that level of somebody, you're my man about this man. You should be able to be vulnerable with him on an intimate level as well. But if you find yourself holding back on an intimate level because you're not really comfortable or cozy with that man, two things. One, you either rushed it and you shouldn't be doing it yet. Or two, it's a total disconnect and that's not somebody that you should be doing it with at all. Okay, so find the sexy. And like, I'm telling y'all, that's my energy for this year. Like, I remember I said it towards the end of last year. I was trying to really master, like, what do I do? Like, all these things, all these titles people want to put on me, but fuck that. Who am I? What do I do, right? I teach women how to be alluring, powerful, seductive, and run shit. That's what the fuck I do. And I teach them how to do it with like a sexy flair. Okay. Everything is sexy. When shit is sexy, shit is lit. And so like, that's so important that like y'all really embrace being sexy and sensual and in tune with being a beautiful woman. Like when you really look in the mirror and you know you sexy beyond just like sex energy, it's different. You have a different experience living life. You know what I mean? You understand the way you affect people and how people see you. And it's just a good and invigorating feeling. And I want everybody to feel that. I want everybody to understand that life is way better on the sexy side. Okay? So other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sure it can help many of you guys in relationships. So you just need to take a step back and figure out what you even want first and then kind of go from there. The collective is working really well with people in relationships in the essence of they can support each other, especially people who have been married for 10 years. That's an experience I haven't had yet. So it's so many different things that people within different experiences can help each other with. And so that's why I was so focused on having the ultimate collectives this year. Shout out to my business coach, Bridge, for helping me get all my shit together. That is going to give you guys the year of your life. So yeah, other than that, guys, I'm exhausted. Like I said, go watch the live from this morning. It's quite fucking entertaining. If you didn't know, I'm on live now every Monday morning at 10 a.m. EST. And yeah, if you have any questions about Luxe Fest, any questions about coaching, any questions about just figuring out what you need, hit me up. Send me a DM, whatever. I'm trying to think of a way that would be really cool to help you figure out what would be the best way for you. Like maybe put a quiz on my like landing page or something fun. I'm not sure, but regardless, everything is super, super explanatory when you click the links below. So if you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out to me or my team at contact@theshawneepriestley.com. Okay. We're going to start making sure that email is set instead of the _Priestley. You can email the _Priestley, because that's my email that I actually check myself every day. But now my assistant is running the contact Shawne Priestley one, and like emails are her priority, so she can respond a lot faster than I would. So either way, I love you, and I'll see you on Thursday. Toodles.